of the Democratic Party.
Just
They have
grandstanding on issues.
well that, and they've managed to convince every minority, well, not every minority, but the majority of minorities and people of color that we are the party that has your best interests at heart. So if you want life to be better, vote for us. When in reality they haven't acted on anything to make any minorities' lives any better or
Yeah.
deport less, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's another example because then when people look at Republicans, they are more open of being against gay marriage, being against immigrants, being against all those things that minorities want to support or liberals want to support. Republicans are open about it. Democrats, they grandstand on it, but they don't tell. Nobody tells you, hey, Joe Biden and Obama, they deported more people in 3 years than Trump has. More than Trump only has deported about half of what Obama and Biden did. Joe Biden has a horrible record. He's written so many crime bills that impacted African American communities. Nobody tells you that. They just say Trump is a racist. Trump is a racist. And that didn't happen by accident, and he didn't invent it. Joe Biden did. He wrote a lot of crime bills that invented systemic racism.
So did Kamala Harris.
So did Kamala Harris. She would get a hard on every time she could put somebody in jail for weed, and if she could extend the sentences, it was even better. And they get rich. Nancy Pelosi, her city has so many homeless people in San Francisco. Under every bridge, you get homeless people, and she is the 8th wealthiest senator that we have in the country. She's worth more than $100 million. She's been in office for 30 years. And she went on an interview on CNN. I was surprised that she could ask questions. Wolf Blitzer interviewed her, and he asked her, hey, why are you not taking that stimulus that the White House is proposing? There's people suffering. There are millions that are going hungry, that are about to get evicted, et cetera, et cetera. People need help. Why are you not doing it? And instead of answering it with a rational response, she freaked out on him. And she said, you know what, Wolf, you are an apologist for the Republican position. Instead of answering the question,
which is just he's just the opposite.
Absolutely.
I watched part of what you're talking about, and I was like, I couldn't imagine Pelosi attacking anybody on CNN, much less him. I mean, these have been basically what he was doing was he was trying to lob her a softball and give her an opportunity to defend her actions without being, pointing a finger at her and saying,
yeah,
blocking this stuff. Here's a platform for you to explain exactly why you didn't pass this. And her defensive response by getting that defensive shown that there really wasn't a reason. This is all just childish politics.
Exactly.
And she was mad at him bringing it up at that point because he thought Pelosi's got an actual reason for this. She's going to tell us why. But instead, what he didn't realize was there was no reason. Pelosi's just being a child with Trump, and they're going back and forth, and she got frustrated because he unintentionally called her out on national TV, and then she just attacked him, which was crazy to me because CNN has been nothing.
She acted like a child. You know how much she was complaining about Trump on the debate and how much he interrupted and talked over Biden. Well, she did exactly the same to Wolf Blitzer on national TV. She talked over him. She talked down on him. She acted like a child and didn't answer the questions. He even he said, hey, you got Ro Khanna telling you, hey, please give us this deal. He quoted Andrew Yang saying, Pelosi, you should take this deal. There are millions of people suffering. And her response is, well, they're lovely people, but they're not the ones negotiating this. What is she trying to negotiate? Trump basically said, give me a bill that has money for people and I will sign that. Here, $1.8 million. Looked over it. There's really kind of no strings attached. He desperately needs it if he wants to win by a comfortable amount and not feel the pressure that he's feeling right now.
Do you think maybe that's why the Democrats are stonewalling this? Do you think maybe that's why? Because they know that if Trump can't get one passed, that it'll hurt his election chances. I mean, if that really is the case, and it dawned on me right now, because it isn't below Pelosi to do anything like this prior to an election year. Sorry, not election year, prior to an election. I mean, if that's the case, she is literally holding people's well-being at ransom in order to win an election.
Because they're not going to get anything until February.
Absolutely irrehensible. What word am I looking for? Apprehensible that she would do something like that, but it's not. It's not out of character for her.
And that's why she's feeling the pressure
she is equally people. She is one of the most evil people in politics, down to her core.
Yeah,
I don't understand if you're a true progressive, how you can look at Nancy Pelosi as a leader for you to follow, because she is absolutely just the opposite. She's out there for herself more than anybody else in politics.
That's why she's worth more than $100 million.
And it's all super PAC money. I can promise you that.
You don't have that much money because you of her job.
No.
I mean,
you have a 6-figure salary, but as a Speaker of the House, but you don't make hundreds of millions of dollars by just being a senator.
Yeah. So actually, earlier this week, and I'll find the whole thing. There was a report that she invested heavily into the company that was investigating Russiagate, the security company that published that the DNC was hacked by the Russians, which later was proven to be false. She was a big investor in that company. So that also tells you the lengths that she goes to make more money and just lie to people. Everybody knew that was not true, but she took advantage of, hey, this company is going to grow because we're going to go on the news every week and we're going to talk about Russiagate, and I'm going to be bringing up this company that's investigating the case. So that stock is going to go up.
It's paranoia.
Oh, yeah.
And they feed off of it. I mean, not everybody, but a lot of citizens of the United States are convinced that there's all this stuff going on behind the scenes that the United States government hides from us and all this other stuff.